Honey, after you get home from work today, could you look after Amy for a little while? The grocery store down the street is having a sale, but it's only for today, and since Amy's not feeling well, I haven't been able to go yet.
Just pick her up and take her shopping with you if she refuses to go out, or go tomorrow. Figure it out yourself. Seriously, can you not bother me with such trivial issues when you know how long a day I've had at work?
Oh, are you working overtime today?
What's the point in doing overtime? Overtime is for the people who can't get anything done in the hours they have during the day and need to stay all night to keep their job. A handsome, charming guy like me is not some lazy half-wit that has to stay at the office all night.
Did I do something to upset you? Why are you talking to me like you're angry with me? I don't know whether there's been a problem or something else that's upset you, but it's not fair to take it out on me, is it?
What are you talking about? I'm in a great mood. Thinking about how I'm gonna be a millionaire soon. I feel like I'm on cloud 9.
Become a millionaire? Did you win the lottery?
Is that all you can come up with, that I've won the lottery? Really? Even if by a miracle I did win the lottery, after taxes, how much do you think is left for me to take home? How pathetic would it be to call yourself a millionaire after winning $1 million in the lottery, when in reality you're only getting a tiny chunk of that? Actual millionaires would laugh in your face. What I'm trying to say is that a few grand is pocket change to me now. I'm talking actual millions, not lottery money.
It's the middle of the day. There's no way you've been drinking. Why are you talking nonsense? I have no idea what you're trying to say. Why are you acting so strange? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Let's just get divorced already, okay? I have no intentions of spending any more of my life with a woman like you, so let's just go our separate ways now. Every day you're carrying that kid around with you to every store in a 10-mile radius to try and find the cheapest deals, counting change and carrying around all those coupons. Even when you need to buy something small for the apartment, like a lamp, you have to check every single online store just before buying one. While you're living off my money, you turn off the electric and the water without asking me, and nag me to get out of the shower if I'm in there longer than 20 minutes. I can't even shower for as long as I want in my own home. Do you even know how much stress I am under living with a nasty, frugal woman like you? If I live with you, I'm constantly living like a beggar, but she's different. If I marry her, my life will do a complete 180. I'll finally be able to be happy. So please, let's get a divorce, okay? Do you think an opportunity like getting with a millionaire is something that comes around often? This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. It's a miracle. God gave me this opportunity, and I've made up my mind. I'm not gonna let this pass me by.
Are you having an affair? So, what you're saying is you met a rich girl and now you want to marry her and you're telling me to get lost? Is that really what you're saying? How can you tell me that so matter-of-factly out of the blue? Do you really love money that much? Do you love that woman so much that you can just abandon our daughter?
I guess I should say I like the money, not her then. There's no way I'd be in love with a 65-year-old grandma, is there? So don't be sad about it. I'm not leaving you because you're not pretty or hot enough or anything like that. When I married you, I did it because I really loved you, but that's not the case with this old hag. So don't be upset or get depressed that I'm leaving you, okay?
I have no idea what you're talking about. 65? She's 65? Have you lost your mind? You're seriously telling me you're going to marry a woman that's 30 years older than you? Not to mention the same age as your own mother? Does that make sense to you?
What have I said that doesn't make sense? We live in a capitalist society. Is there anything you wouldn't do for money? Think of how much better your life would be if you had unlimited income. Wouldn't you do anything you could to get that sort of life? That woman came into our real estate office at work and bought a whole $1.5 million house right then and there with cash. Then she said she liked the look of me, so she took me out for dinner and paid for everything as well as a 35% tip. I work myself to death every day just to earn $70. But this woman tipped me $4,000 then and there just for helping her find a house in the neighborhood that she wanted it in. We got to talking and she said that she liked me. She asked if I wanted to marry her. She told me I could give up my job and do what I want all day and go on holiday anywhere in the world by first class, not to mention have everything I could ever want.
So, you're really getting married to this woman because of her money? Is money that important to you? Going to work, earning a regular salary, living together with me and our child as we watch her grow up? Wouldn't a simple life like that be happier?
I'm not just some apathetic chum who's satisfied with working all day just to live the most regular, uneventful life. Money is my favorite thing in the entire world. I want to be wealthy more than anything. You and our daughter? To be completely honest, I don't care how both of you turn out. That woman is 65, but on top of that, she's so fat, apparently she's got diabetes and high blood pressure too. She might not live much longer, and once she's dead, I'll get all of her assets, property, and cash. Once that happens, I can spend the rest of my life loaded with cash, enjoying my time with pretty young girls. There is no way that I can let this chance go. If a man can't have the courage to seize an opportunity like this, then he's never going to be able to succeed in life. I need to do this.
Is that so? Well, if you're so determined that that's what you're going to do, then there's nothing left for me to say. Okay, let's get divorced. But you know getting divorced isn't an easy, quick procedure. We have a child and we have to sort out who gets what. I can't just magically divorce you right now, so you're going to have to wait a bit.
I don't have any time to wait. While I'm sitting on my thumbs waiting for you to divorce me, if that old woman notices another guy that she likes the look of, then it's all over for me.
Well, it's only natural to worry, I guess. You would be pathetic to divorce your wife all to marry a millionaire and be left with nothing because she went for another guy.
So that's why I need you to go through with the divorce now. I don't need the kid, I don't need any share of our assets, and I don't need any of the stuff in our place either. So just divorce me and stay out of my life from now on. I'm letting you keep everything. You don't have to go through splitting everything up. That's the best I can do for you now. We've been together for 8 years. The best thing that you can do for me is to let me go. Divorce me so that I can have your blessing to move on.
My blessing? Are you serious? You've betrayed me and your daughter so you can marry a woman 30 years older than you, and you think you deserve my blessing? You're really dreaming big, aren't you? I hope that you won't wake up from that dream and you stay delusional and happy for the rest of your life. I'll be rooting for you. And from now on, never show your face in front of me or your daughter ever again. And if you ever do show up again, be prepared to hand over $500,000 in cash. I'll be putting that in the divorce contract, so remember that and stay away from us.
When that old lady dies and I get all of her money, I'll be a millionaire. Why would I go back to a woman like you when young, beautiful women will line up asking me to marry them? I'll find a gorgeous, young girl, marry her, and have as many kids as I want, too. Stop worrying about stupid things. Nothing like that is ever gonna happen, so let's just go our separate ways. I know it's no use saying this now, but I actually wanted us to have a son, you know? But of course, you chose to have a baby girl. That really hurt me, and it still does even now. What I'm trying to say is, you can raise that little brat all by yourself. I have no interest in her.
I can't believe you. The more you say, the more ridiculous it gets. Let's just stop talking now. I gave up 8 years of my youth to be with a human like you. I regret ever meeting you. But fine, it's all fine. Whatever. If I want me and my daughter to be happy, then getting rid of the piece of trash that you are is the best thing for me to do right now. Just like that, I divorced my husband in a matter of days, paid the cancellation fee on our lease, and left to live with our relatives. Through my mother's help, I managed to get a new job and raise my daughter as a single mother. Since I'd gotten divorced, 4 years had passed in no time, and I'd met a kind man that I love and gotten remarried. Living with my beautiful daughter and my new husband, I'd been able to forget all about the pain I'd gone through just 4 years ago. That was before one day I got a text message from my ex-husband.
Babe, it's been a while. How have you been? You're probably doing great. Your clothes, shoes, and bag are all of a completely different style from before. You look so much more elegant and pretty. I almost thought that you were someone else, but it really was you. The girl that was walking next to you holding your hand, that must be our daughter Emmy, am I right? She's gotten so big. I was surprised. But I guess she's about 8 now, isn't she? It makes sense she'd look a lot different from what I remember. But I can't believe she wasn't able to recognize her own dad's face. That really upset me. I almost cried.
Who is this? Who are you to come out of nowhere and start sending me messages?
It's me, silly. Your husband and Emmy's dad. I mean, we've only not seen each other for a couple of years and you've already forgotten me? Earlier, I saw you and Emmy in the subway station. I was so happy to see you both and I went up to speak to you, but you walked past me like you hadn't even heard me or seen me right in front of you. Do you know how upset that made me, for you both to just ignore me like that? I just don't understand how we can have a child together, yet you can see me and just walk away without even giving me a second glance. I feel like I'm going crazy. You're acting like we're strangers.
Aren't you the one who abandoned me and my daughter so you could go off and live happily ever after with a millionaire old lady? Not only did you promise to never show your face in front of me or my daughter ever again, you even signed a contract saying that you wouldn't. Who do you think you are waltzing up to me in the middle of the subway station and trying to start a conversation? Even if I do see you, of course I'm not going to stop and talk to you. And our daughter is 6 years old, not 8, and her name is Amy, not Emmy. How much more pathetic and undeserving to be a father can you get? Not even knowing how old your daughter is and what her name is? Not to mention, why is a man like you who went to get married to a millionaire dressed like a bum? Why is that? Did that old lady throw you away and replace you for a new, younger, more charming model? Is that why you've suddenly come out of the woodwork? So you can come be a parasite and leech off of us because she kicked you out?
Getting kicked out would have been much better. That old hag is absolutely adamant about not letting me get a divorce, so I can't even get out of the marriage. I don't even have a life anymore. She's a millionaire. She has more money than you can even spend, but she only gives me an allowance of $4,000 a month. I can't afford to get new clothes or shoes. She won't let me touch a drop of alcohol or cigarettes either. She says if I drink or smoke, I'll die before her, and she won't let me. She insists on me outliving her so I can take care of her and hold a proper funeral when she's gone. She is insane. She says all of this stuff like it's completely normal. No, I'm so depressed now. Do you think that's it? Because that's not all. She also makes me do all the cleaning in the house, and the laundry, and the cooking. It is all my responsibility. Anything spicy, greasy, or salty is off the menu, so I just can't stomach to eat anything I have to make for her. It is disgusting.
Oh, so that's why you've gotten so skinny. You're only just about to turn 40, but to think you look older than my 70-year-old dad. I guess that's an impressive feat in and of itself. Good for you. You were able to finally go on that diet you were talking about way back then. You should be thankful for your wife.
Wife? Don't joke about that. That crazy old hag is not my wife. Just hearing you refer to her as my wife makes me feel sick. Don't say that again. She's 69 years old, but she's still crazy about men. That dirty old woman. She'll pick any young guy she likes and take them out with her and do whatever she wants. She'll spend more money on a random young guy she goes out with for one night than she'll give me for my whole allowance in a month. If I dare to try and complain, she'll cut off my allowance and threaten me that she'll call a bunch of guys to come and beat me up. That old witch gets a sick thrill out of treating me like her own personal servant. Like I'm just her slave and nothing more.
Money really is an amazing thing. At her age, she can still go out and choose whatever man she wants and do whatever she likes with them. If that's not impressive, then what is? A middle-aged man coming up on his 40s, getting outshined by young guys in their 20s is just par for the course. What is there to be surprised about? Why would she settle for you when she could have anyone she wants? What can you do? You chose this path, you'll just have to keep walking it.
Who would have known that an old hag had such a filthy hobby? She's in her 60s. She's not content with just going out with these boys. She even brings them home and makes me cook dinner for them. Can you believe that? That crazy witch is out of her mind, I am telling you. She's been trying to turn me into her servant even from the start, telling me to do this and that, like I'm a puppet for her to pull the strings of.
Why are you ranting about all this to me? I don't want to hear you whining about how terrible your life is after you abandoned me and your child. Do you not think that I have gone through worse? What is the point in all of this? Do you really want to try and make up for everything you've put me through back then? Is this your way of making it up to me by telling me how terrible your life is now?
I want us to get back together. If you'll take me back, I want to divorce that old hag and go back to live with you and our daughter.
Wow. Anyone would think that you're joking with me right now. Don't say something so ridiculous. I can't even laugh. The fact you're actually saying that to me right now is too crazy. Do you really think that's going to happen? You think I'd just say yes, of course, and let you come back into my life? What do you take me for? Do you think I'm in such dire straits that I'd take back a piece of trash like you? Whose fault is it that you're stuck with that old lady in the first place? Who put you in that situation?
For the past 4 years, I haven't had anywhere to go, and I haven't had anybody take me in, so I've just resigned myself to living like this. But after seeing you and our daughter today, I finally felt hope again. As long as I have family waiting for me, I'm determined I can do whatever it takes to get out of here and back to you. I've got proof of that hag's romps with loads of other men, so if she won't let me divorce her, I can take her to court and use it as evidence to get a divorce. You'll have me back, won't you?
I'm sorry, but I don't have it in me to take back a thing like you that went and left me and our own daughter to fend for themselves just because he wanted to marry a richer old lady. The thought of living under the same roof as you makes me feel sick. I'm not as strong as someone like you. I can't bear to be near a filthy thing like you for even a second.
No matter how much you hate me, there's no need to talk about me like that. Wouldn't living with me again be better than you having to live and raise our daughter by yourself anyway?
Oh, I'm already remarried, and I'm living happily with my husband and daughter. Don't think you know anything about me. Stop making a fool of yourself and leave me alone.
You got remarried without my permission? Did you have an affair?
You have certainly lost your mind, but it still astounds me how crazy you've actually gotten. There is nothing left to say between us, so let's just stop now.
I can just go and steal my daughter back from you, you know? Do you really want it to turn out like that?
What do you think you're saying? Are you threatening me right now?
I followed you back to your place from the subway station. I know where you live. I know the apartment you live in. I could go to your apartment tomorrow and take my daughter from you. Do you want that?
Do whatever you like. My husband is a police officer, so if you so much as try to take my girl from me, he'll get you locked up in jail in no time.
What? You married a cop?
Why, you don't believe me? Then give it a try. Really, go ahead. I dare ya. Don't forget I have the contract you signed with me stating that you owe me $500,000 if you ever come to me and my daughter again. If you want to give me every cent you own, go into debt for the rest of your life, and take a nice, long stay in the local prison, then go ahead, try it. Whether I scared him off with what I said or it was something else, regardless, my ex-husband has not contacted me again after that. Seeing how he still tried everything he could until the very end to get what's best for him without any consideration for anyone else, I really couldn't believe the extent of that man's audacity. All that I think about this whole situation now is what a relief it is that I got out of that relationship. Even though he is, of course, an awful excuse for a human being, I'm still thankful to him for two things, though. One, that thanks to him, I was able to have the most beautiful, special baby girl in the world. And 2, that I was able to meet the most kind-hearted, loving, and responsible man to have as my husband. That lowlife will probably be living the same way for the rest of his life until the old woman dies, that is. He'll be worrying about how he'll make a living if he ever manages to break free from that woman's shadow, being scared to stand up to her and not even willing to try. I guess that's just what his life is now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.
Hi there. Is this Mia Bright?
Yes, who am I speaking with?
I am Timmy's girlfriend.
Excuse me? Are you sure you have the right number? And who is this Timmy?
What? Of course I'm talking about Timothy Bright. Oh, you don't call him Timmy? You don't even have a nickname for him? Oh, poor Timmy. Doesn't sound like there's much love there.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about Timothy Bright, my husband?
Duh, of course I am.
So, what is this about? Are you telling me that you're having an affair with my husband?
No, not at all. We're not having an affair, silly. We're in love.
You do know that we're married, right? Do you even know what you're talking about? That makes you the affair partner by default.
Whatever, lady. It doesn't matter because in the end, he's gonna marry me.
Oh, is that so? And you are...
I'm Lexi. I'm 20. I'm in college and I'm super cute. One might say I'm irresistible.
Is that so, Lexi? And you really think you're having an affair with my husband, Tim? Are you sure you're talking about the right Timothy Bright?
God, you're so dense. Of course I'm talking about the right person. Think about it. How would I have your number and know your name? I snooped in Timmy's phone and got your number. Oh, by the way, you don't even have a nickname in Timmy's phone like wifey or honey or whatever. So lame.
Oh, is that so? Judging by the fact that you're texting me like this, I'm guessing you knew he was married? And yet, you decided to get involved with a married man anyways. What does that say about you?
Duh, of course I knew. What kind of idiot do you think I am? I'm not blind. I saw the ring the first time we met. I told him when we first met that I don't care if he's married because he's so cute.
Oh, okay then. So, does that mean you also know that I'm pregnant right now?
Yeah, I know you're pregnant. I also know that the baby's in there because you couldn't get pregnant yourself. I know you guys did IVF or whatever. I mean, who puts their husband through all of that just to get pregnant? After you turn 40. What's that called again? Advanced age pregnancy or something? Like, you're my mom's age and you're pregnant. I can't even imagine being that old and pregnant. That just sounds gross to me. Like, who would want that anyways?
Well, if you know that much, I guess the rest of what you're telling me must be true. At the very least, the part about you having an affair with my husband.
Ding, 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 ding! We have a winner! Well, I was wondering if you were gonna get it through your thick skull, but I guess your brain isn't as shriveled as your ovaries. Oh, bonus round! Guess what? I have an even better surprise for you. I'm pregnant too!
What?
You heard me. I'm carrying Timmy and I's love child. We're totally in love, and we're gonna get married and have this beautiful wedding, and I even have the ring and the dress picked out, and we're gonna love each other forever. So, Mia, can you do me a solid and, get a divorce? This isn't like me being a total homewrecker or anything. This is me wanting to create a beautiful life for Timmy and I before our love baby arrives in this world. Besides, Timmy said so himself, that he doesn't want a baby that's been growing in a desolate, past its prime garden. I mean, come on, you're 40. Are you trying to make a world record or something? Oh, and another thing, he wasn't too keen about spending so much money on fertility treatments just so you can have a baby over 40. He thought it was a waste of money. What was the expression he used? Oh, right. High risk, low return. I guess that means you're not worth it or something.
Did Tim really say something like that?
I mean, with a young girl like me, it doesn't take so much work, you know what I'm saying? Like, making babies is fun with someone like me. And I mean, come on, by the time your kid's out of college, you'll be a totally old lady. I mean, older lady. Over 60? That's just gross. Like, no thank you. Seriously, what kid would want that? Every kid wants a young, energetic mom like me for sure. I would so not be stoked if my mom was that old. I'd be way embarrassed. I mean, really, what's the point of having a baby when you're so old? I don't get it.
Are you finished? I've had quite enough of your personal views, and frankly, I have better things to do with my time today. So, you reached out to me today to tell me that you're pregnant, and that because you're pregnant, I should divorce my husband? Is that what you're telling me?
Spot on, lady. Or in words you might understand, in a nutshell, yes. Oh my god, I can't even tell you how excited I am. We're gonna pick out names, go shopping, and decorate the baby's room and throw a baby shower. Oh, and unlike you, I'm gonna be the prettiest, most youthful mommy. I mean, don't you think Timmy prefers to have a young, beautiful wife too? So really, it's for everyone's good, you know? Don't you think everyone should be happy? So I really need you to divorce Timmy. Seriously, you're really cramping my style, and I can't make the plans I need to make if Timmy is still dragging the old ball and chain around. You understand, right?
I understand. I'm going to discuss this matter further with my husband. Expect to hear back from me at a later time.
Okay, but seriously, can you put a rush on it? I really need this divorce thing to happen quickly so I can plan my wedding and whatnot. I already told my bridesmaids which dress to buy, and I picked out a venue, but Timmy and I need to set a date. Can you divorce him soon? At least before my baby is born, you know.
So these are texts that I got from that tart of a girl. I am so sorry, my garden is past its prime. I would like an explanation, and I would also like you to explain to me what you plan to do from here on out.
Okay, so, geez, I wasn't really ready to talk to you about this, and I'm not sure exactly what to say. So, Lexi let the cat out of the bag, huh? I can't believe she talked to you directly about this. I told her to lay low. You're serious, right? You're not duping me or anything. Is this like a hidden camera gotcha thing?
Are you seriously asking me if I'm serious when you're the one who chose to step out on this marriage? But your response tells me everything I need to know. I guess Princess Airhead was at least telling the truth. So you decided to have an affair with someone 20 years younger than yourself, and you went ahead and got her pregnant?
Yes. I didn't mean to. I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but I'm afraid so.
You're afraid so. That's your answer. You broke your vows to me, and that's the best you can come up with. You seriously couldn't come up with anything better to say? You don't even have the balls to be straight up with your wife and tell me the straight truth, yet you had the balls to have an affair? I can't even deal with how absolutely unintelligent you sound right now.
I'm so sorry, Mia. I've just been mentally and emotionally drained, you know, with work and all the fertility treatment stuff, and I just couldn't help myself. I was just looking for a distraction, you know, something exciting or something fun to pass the time, and the next thing I know, I'm involved with this girl and there's no turning back.
When did I ask you for an apology or an explanation? But you do owe me the truth. When did you start seeing her?
From about February of this year. When I said I joined a soccer league, I was actually just going to bars and seeing if I could meet someone for something casual.
Oh, so it's been about a year then. You lied to me about where you were going and you were just out trying to pick up some girl for sex? At least you could have told me you were fishing or something, because that's what you were doing. So now you end up getting this casual hookup pregnant. Did you even know you got her pregnant?
I mean, she told me she was 2 months pregnant last month. But, like, we hadn't made any final decisions on, like, what to do or anything.
God, Tim, listen to yourself. What do you mean by what to do?
You know, whether or not we should keep the baby. And like, who would pay for what?
Unbelievable. You are so incredibly irresponsible. First, you step out on your marriage when your wife is pregnant, then you knock up a cheerleader with no plans on how to deal with it? So tell me this, Tim. What were you planning to do had I not found out about this affair? Were you going to keep a secret family like those creeps on the True Crime Channel? And if so, how did you plan to accomplish that? You barely make enough to support one family, let alone two. Did you think anything through when you decided to have unprotected sex with some young girl who doesn't know any better?
To be honest, I wasn't thinking straight. I was just so excited that such a young girl was willing to give me the time of day. And I did think things through when she told me she was pregnant. I just thought it would all work out since Dad still sends us money. I mean, you're pregnant and the doctor said that you were high risk, so I didn't want to upset you. I just thought it would be better for everyone if I waited to talk to you about it.
Are you kidding me? Seriously, are you being serious right now? You were really planning on raising your affairs partner's kid with money that my father sends us?
No, that's not what I meant at all.
That is exactly what you just said. I'm not even angry, I'm just stunned. I'm stunned at your utter stupidity. This goes without saying, but we're getting a divorce.
Wait, a divorce?
Yes, a divorce, of course. What did you expect? Did you not think this would be a consequence of your actions? I have zero intention of reconciling with a man who stepped out on our marriage to have a kid with some college girl. On top of that, there is absolutely no point in us continuing on with our marriage under the current situation. It'll just be uncomfortable for everyone involved, since you and that girl seem to be so concerned with what's best for everyone, given the circumstances. So yes, divorce. Let's make it a quick one and get it over with.
But are you sure? If that's what you want, I'm not going to argue with you. You have a career. You'll probably be fine without me. But her, she probably won't make it on her own.
Okay, then this should be easy enough. A no contest divorce. No fault, irreconcilable differences, equal division of assets. I'm going to pack up and go to my parents' house for a while. I think we need to take some time to cool off and process what happened today. I was planning on spending a few months there when the baby is born anyway, so it's fine. I will be in touch with the details. I think it's best we take some time apart. Hello, Lexi. It's Mia.
Damn, it's about time you got back to me. You like to take your sweet time, huh, lady? I told you I have things to do. I need to make plans, and you're not helping. Oh, and by the way, nice of you to keep me on red this whole time. I sent you so many messages, you know. The least you could do was respond without making me wait so long.
I was busy getting my affairs in order. Isn't that what you asked for? In any case, I'd like to address some matters with you. Yesterday, we held a meeting, Tim and I, with our respective divorce attorneys. We arrived at the conclusion that divorce would be the best course of action for us.
Really? That's so sweet. Sorry, lady. I steal your hubby away. Obs, I'm the one that said get a divorce, but wow. I didn't think you'd go for it since no one's ever gonna want to be with some old single lady with a little kid, you know. But do you have life experiences or something like that to make it on your own?
So, as a result of the discussions that were held yesterday, and while this is a tentative plan, I'd like to inform you of it now as a courtesy. My attorney will be filing a civil suit against you on my behalf for damages totaling $20,000. A subpoena is forthcoming, so expect it to be served in the next few days.
What?
Since I extended a courtesy to you, it would be appropriate for you to extend the same to me and pay me in one lump sum. I'm sure you two don't want to be dealing with me forever, and I certainly want to get this over with, so I suggest you start doing what you have to do to get the money together. You can certainly ask Tim to pay the money for you, I suppose. But be forewarned, he will be responsible for his own set of payments, which I'm sure will cause him some level of difficulty, so maybe you should look elsewhere for the money.
Wait just a second. What are you talking about, lady? All I did was ask you to get a divorce, which you did, so what's the problem? I thought you didn't have a problem with any of this, and that's why you agreed to get a divorce. I didn't do anything wrong. Why do I have to pay you?
Why? You know why. You chose to have a physical relationship with a married man with knowledge that he was still legally married, which gives me the right to sue you for damages in this state. It's called alienation of affection. If you're unfamiliar, I suggest you Google it and get to know it a little better. Of course, I'm sure you will become more acquainted with it as the civil suit progresses.
But I'm pregnant. No way in hell. I can't pay that. I'm gonna have a baby. It's gonna cost money.
Well, actually, it's because you're pregnant that I have all the proof I need to establish an alienation of affection suit against you. You see, that baby is proof you had physical relations with my husband while he was still legally married. Besides, the fact that babies cost money goes both ways. It's the same for me, too. You know, now that I'm going to be a single mother, I need to do what I need to do to make sure I'm able to financially support my baby on my own. You made a conscious decision, as a 20-year-old adult, to have unprotected sex with a married man. So certainly you're going to own up to the consequences that flow from your choices. You understand that concept, right? You make choices, you pay the consequences.
What? I didn't know. It wasn't my fault. I can't pay that. $20,000? There's no way in hell I can come up with that kind of money. I'm a student. I can barely pay tuition. How am I supposed to pay that? What do you expect me to do?
What did you expect when you reached out to me? You're the one that fully admitted to me that you had a physical affair with a legally married man, knowing full well that he was legally married. Did you really think that all you had to do was tell me to get a divorce and that would open up a clear path to you two getting married? Did you really think you wouldn't have to take any responsibility for being an admitted homewrecker?
This is so not fair. I had no idea. I swear I didn't know. How can you do this to me? All we did was fall in love, and we talked about how our future together would be. We never talked about anything else. Timmy didn't say anything about having to pay you.
You know, you two truly are meant for each other. You're both complete airheads that don't think things through or take responsibility for your actions. Your level of ignorance is stunning to me. At least Tim agreed to pay alimony and child support without a fight. That was smart on his part, I'll give him that.
$20,000? I don't have that kind of money. I can't make that kind of money. I'm pregnant. What job can I possibly get? Just stop it. God, you're just as bad as Timmy said you were. You are vile, evil old hag who's jealous Timmy found someone younger and more beautiful to be with. It's not my fault you couldn't keep your husband. It's not my fault your husband fell deeply and madly in love with me. I didn't do anything wrong. Drop the lawsuit.
Oh? Is that what you want me to do? Not file this civil suit, which I am well within my legal rights to file? If that's the case, I will give you one and only one chance.
Chance? What chance? What are you talking about?
If you agree to do exactly as I say, and I mean exactly as I tell you to do, if you're in full compliance, I will reconsider the lawsuit.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that if I do whatever you tell me to do, you won't file that lawsuit? Are you being serious right now?
Yes, I'm being very serious. And don't worry, this will all be in writing, so you can make sure every aspect of it will be legally sound.
Okay, yes, I'll do it. I will do whatever you want me to do if that means I don't have to pay you $20,000. I'll do anything, I swear. Just tell me what to do.
It's really quite simple. I'm sure even someone with an intellect that resembles a sieve like yourself can comprehend the terms of this agreement. I want you to marry Tim and promise to never divorce him. If you can promise me that, I will withdraw the civil suit.
Wait, did you say you want me to marry Timmy? And stay married to Timmy? Is that what you said to me? That's it?
Absolutely, that's it. In lieu of filing the civil suit, you will enter into a contract stating that you owe me a debt of $20,000, which becomes payable if and when you're in breach of our agreement. If you choose not to marry him, or you do but decide to divorce him, that debt will become due immediately.
Okay, so that means I don't have to come up with the money right now and pay you as long as I do what you want me to do? And you're telling me all I have to do is marry Timmy? Forever?
Or you can pay me now. Your choice. I don't care, as long as I get paid the debt that is owed to me.
No. I won't. I can't pay you that much money. I will absolutely take the deal. I'll marry him. I can't believe it. All you want me to do is the thing that I want to do anyways. Of course I'll marry Timmy. We promised to be happy forever. You promise that as long as I marry Timmy and stay married to Timmy, we're even? I won't owe you that money? What's the catch? There has to be a catch. This is too good to be true. Please just tell me, what is the catch?
No catch, just a straightforward legal agreement. I mean, you're still quite young. I understand it would be difficult for you to handle being the subject of a civil lawsuit. You're likely to lose. And even harder for you to come up with that kind of money. You also have a child on the way. I'm no devil. I understand you want to build a nest and make sure you can take proper care of that baby of yours. I imagine your preference would be to have someone there to support you, so this is a compromise I'm willing to make. As long as you marry Tim and stay married to Tim, you don't have to pay me for the debt. Once your baby is born, I imagine it's going to be difficult to continue attending classes at your college. You will have to change your life to meet the needs of that baby. But really, you still have a lot to learn about life and everything else. I do insist that you take something from this experience and think about the consequences of your actions. So consider the arrangement a wedding gift from me.
Wow! I can't believe it. I'm like stunned. Okay, so maybe I was kind of wrong about you. I didn't think you were such a nice person. I thought you were a total witch. I am so sorry. Look, I got really upset and I'm pregnant and I said a lot of things I probably shouldn't have said. I didn't mean anything I said to you.
Oh, please, don't worry about any of that. I didn't take any of that to heart anyways. I wish you the best of luck with you, Tim and the baby. One happy family, right?
Oh my God, thank you so much. I promise you we will be so happy together. I'm going to make Timmy so happy and we're going to be in love forever.
Mia, Lexi told me everything. Thank you for doing that. That is so big of you to congratulate us.
What are you talking about? Anyways, the divorce papers have been filed, so would you mind not contacting me anymore?
Sorry, but I just wanted to show my appreciation. Lexi and I both thank you so much. I can't believe you withdrew the request for payments as long as Lexi and I got married. That is unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. Admittedly, what we did was terrible for you, and it put you in a really bad spot. You totally took the high road for the sake of me and Lexi's baby. Now, we can have a fresh start and build a new life together. I mean, let's be honest, I'm gonna be so broke if I pay you all that alimony. I was really worried about how I was gonna pay for everything else. So, thank you. After all that I put you through, I'm so grateful that you're willing to take the high road and wish us well. You really are amazing. But don't worry, I promise to pay the child support to you on time.
I think you should take a breath because you're misunderstanding me. My agreement with that girl has nothing to do with your legal obligation to pay me alimony.
What?
What do you mean, what? What made you think that you were off the hook from paying? Let me make one thing clear. The only payment this agreement covers is what that girl owes me and nothing else. You, on the other hand, still owe me the full amount in alimony and child support that the court directed. The agreement doesn't mention any of those payments. Oh, and as for alimony, remember, you and your attorney agreed to the terms stating that the payment will be made in one lump sum.
Wait, what? Why does Lexi get a free pass and not me?
I gave it some serious thought. Girls like that can be nasty, you know. I don't need drama or some little girl stalking me with a vengeance, you know. Her actions and behavior up to this point spoke volumes to her character and level of intellect. She went ahead and declared she was going to take you away from me without even considering the consequences of her actions or of what she was saying to me. Then she acts like she's the victim and whines about not being able to pay the damages for the alienation of affection suit. I mean, seriously, cry me a river, but I guess that's how girls like that get their way in this world. If I force her to make the payment, she's the type to hold a nasty grudge. She's an entitled little brat, and she would hold it against me, even if I had every legal right to sue her for what she did to me. I'm not going to risk the safety of my baby or my family. I'm going to be a single mother now. My priorities have shifted. My baby's safety is my top priority, and I have to do what it takes to make sure that he or she is safe. That's why I agreed to a compromise with her, specifically. Given the circumstances, I thought the terms of our agreement were incredibly fair. I mean, compared to $20,000, me and my family's safety is worth so much more. It's not about the money, Tim. It's about my baby's safety and making sure that girl stays away from us forever. The fact that the agreement is contingent on you two staying married is so that you can keep that girl under control.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm quite sure it will occur to you shortly after you marry her that paying the $20,000 would have been worth it instead of going through with marrying her.
What? Wait, just wait. I am not understanding this. What are you talking about? Me keep Lexi under control? The safety of our baby? How would paying the $20,000 instead of marrying Lexi be worth it? I don't understand.
Oh, and I suppose I should tell you this now since you're going to hear it soon from my brother anyways. You're being demoted, and you're also being transferred to the new branch in Iowa.
Wait. What? Why?
Why? You're asking me why. Oh, how quickly we forget. You got hired by the company you work for now through my brother's connections. Remember? My brother went out of his way to vouch for you when you had no relevant experience. He put his career at the company on the line for you. My brother also put in a good word for you so you could get that big promotion. Remember?
Yes, but...
And the thanks he gets is that you cheat on me and divorce me. Talk about smearing mud in someone's face. You didn't think for a second that he would take offense to what you did to me? You honestly didn't think you could stay in that position at this company, did you? After what you did to me? After what you put me through? While I'm pregnant? The fact that you're not getting canned for your obvious incompetence is a show of kindness. From my family to your new one, consider it a gift.
I mean, yeah, okay. But Iowa?
Yes, Iowa. At that new branch office that's just opened, where they have nothing but boxes upon boxes of files, you'll be a lifelong paper pusher. If that's not to your liking, why don't you start looking for a new job? Of course, no company in your competitive industry is going to bother with an over 40 ungrateful has-been who's been demoted and sent off to a branch office. Maybe there is. Who knows? Perhaps you should start looking sooner rather than later. Oh, and good luck finding a new job with no references. My brother is so angry. Everyone at the company knows about your infidelity and how you're running off with some tart you got pregnant while your wife is carrying your child. Either way, you should start budgeting accordingly, since that's going to be a pretty drastic pay cut. Oh, but I checked with my attorney. It's not enough of a drop to alter the terms of the support payments. You will still be responsible for paying the same amount in alimony and child support as what is in the divorce agreement.
What am I supposed to do, Mia?
I imagine whatever you need to do to come up with the alimony and child support payments. It's quite simple, Tim. You did what you wanted to do. Now you're paying the consequences as every adult should. If that means living within your very limited means and maybe even taking out loans, that's what you're going to have to do. Good news, though. I hear the cost of living in Iowa is significantly lower than it is here, so you've got that going for you. Of course, nothing can turn back time, so you'll still be an over 40 has-been, and now you will be a cheating has-been with a crappy job and a new baby. Oh, wait. 2 babies, I suppose, since you will have to take care of that girl, too. She doesn't come across as the type to have a lot of employable skills. One day, that girl is going to see you for who you really are, an old, withered nobody. She'll be pissed that she married someone so old, but she'll be stuck because she'll have to pay me the debt she owes me if she divorces you. So what do you get out of this, you ask? Exactly what you deserve, Tim. You'll live the rest of your life being hated by that girl who, by the way, won't have her cheerleader good looks forever. Oh, and let's not forget the baby you decided to make with her. I hope that romp was worth it. You're going to have to pay to support them for a very, very long time. I wonder how old you will be when you can finally afford to retire. I mean, you'll have to pay for an apartment, utilities. I don't think you can live in Iowa without a car. Yeah, you're gonna be old before you can even think about retiring. Oh, but right around that time will be when your child needs the most financial support, so good luck with that. I gotta hand it to you. I always hoped that one day you would become a hard worker, and now you have no choice. At least you'll get some rest when you're 6 feet under.
What have I done? Oh, what's gonna happen to me?
I mean, what happens to you and your cheerleader has no bearing on me anymore, so I don't really care. But that baby of yours, that baby didn't do anything wrong, so make sure you work hard and give him or her the best life you can, okay? One last thing, and I promise this is the last thing I have to say to you.
What now?
How dare you say you were tired of fertility treatments as the reason for why you cheated on me? You have a lot of nerve saying that, especially because you and your low sperm count was the reason you and I couldn't get pregnant in the first place. You were the reason we needed all of those expensive fertility treatments. It had nothing to do with me or my age. But you had the nerve to run your mouth saying my garden is desolate or whatever and give me crap for being over 40 when I finally got pregnant? I hope you got to say what you needed to say while you had the chance. And I also hope for your sake that the baby inside the cheerleader is, in fact, yours. I'm not even going to wish you both to go to hell. That would be sweet mercy compared to what your actual life here on Earth will be like moving forward. Instead, I'll be satisfied knowing that the life ahead for both of you will be the earthly version of purgatory. A purgatory of your own making. So, on that note, have a nice life, Tim.
Wait, Mia, please. Please forgive me, please. Just give me one more chance.
After that, Tim made numerous attempts to contact me. He showed up at my parents' house and got down on his hands and knees and begged me for forgiveness. However, with both my attorney and my parents threatening to have me file a restraining order against him, he finally backed off. He seems to have finally given up on attempting a reconciliation with me, has taken out several loans, and is now doing what he can to get by while paying the alimony and child support the court ordered in our divorce. Meanwhile, as for his affair partner, she was cut off by her family and dropped out of college for not being able to pay her tuition. Sometime later, she and Tim did, in fact, get married. After they got married, they picked up and moved to Iowa so he could begin working at the branch office following his dramatic demotion. I'm sure his new bride had a few choice words to say about moving away from the city and not having the lavish wedding she'd always envisioned for herself. From what I heard, the two of them began their new life in Iowa, cramped in a tiny apartment that they could barely afford. Their finances were in shambles, with Tim working multiple jobs just to make ends meet. The girl ended up having to work extra shifts too as a cashier at their local grocery store, right up to her due date. In addition, the baby that came into this world amidst all of that chaos turned out looking like an angel, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed angel right here on Earth. Tim has dark features, dark hair, dark eyes, even dark skin. Needless to say, that led to even more arguments, but in the end, they decided not to get a divorce. After all, the consequences of that would be something neither of them could afford. 2 years after Tim and I's divorce, Tim collapsed at work, resulting in complete paralysis on his right side. He was transported to the hospital immediately, where the doctors were able to save his life. They said any delay and he might not have been so lucky. The girl, who had at one time so enthusiastically declared her love for Tim, refused to provide him with the full-time nursing care he now required. Instead of taking care of her now paralyzed husband, one night she snuck out of their tiny apartment while Tim and the baby were sleeping and disappeared into the night, never to be heard from again. Tim, now a shell of the man he once was taken in by his parents, who agreed to take on his care. The child ended up getting adopted by relatives on the girl's side of the family, and I'm told is living a good, happy life. Let this be a lesson to all that nothing good will come of acting without regard for the consequences of those actions. The only good to come of this is the fact that their child was adopted by loving, capable family members and is thriving under their care. As for me, I gave birth to a very healthy baby who is being raised, surrounded by love from me, my parents, and my siblings. It's difficult to comprehend the amount of love I feel for this child, whose arrival I had been waiting for so very long. Sure, I went through a lot while I was pregnant, and there are moments when being a single parent is hard, but I wouldn't change anything. My baby is happy, healthy, and absolutely perfect. The only concern in my current life is not to turn into one of those parents that spoils their kid rotten. In any case, I have no doubt that me and my child will live a long, happy, fulfilling life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.